Hey guys! So I have a book review on City Fallen Angels, and this book review is full of spoilers, so if you haven't read this or any of the Moral Instruments books, I'd suggest you do that before you watch this review. So this book is about, it's like the continuation of the series, of course, but there is a lot of things that happen in this book. Simon is approached by this like head vampire, Camille, who was in Clockwork Angel. Um, she was like one of like the characters who was like wanted out for like something. I don't really remember. Um, but anyway, so she's like, we should join together to get rid of Raphael. And anyway, she turns out to be like this evil person who's like killing shadow hunters. Yeah, shadow hunters are dying, and like not dying, they're being killed. And Clary is like, well, because I can create runes, maybe I can create a rune for them to tell like what is happening and who is killing these shadow hunters. But it doesn't work, and all what happened was this guy is like in pain, and but Simon does not agree to this crazy person. He doesn't even really. He just asks Luke about her, but and there's like a lot of Luke and Jocelyn are getting married. There was a kid that was like turned into a child that was turned into a demon, like kind of because the mother was injected with demon blood. It was just so crazy, and they're turning like children into what Sebastian was, and yeah, that is totally not good, and they think it is communal, but it's not. But I'll get to that. And Jace is having all these nightmares about killing Clary, and he's like being distant with Clary, and he ends up like stalking her at one point, and then he sees Simon and helps Simon because this person was like trying to kill Simon, even though he has the mark of Cain, which he cannot be killed. So yeah, that's something. And even though he like can't be killed, like he thinks, so Jace is like, I'm gonna be your bodyguard, and Simon is also living with his new bandmate Kyle, who, yeah, he is a werewolf. And I found that like really funny because a vampire and a werewolf rooming together, and yeah, but that was interesting. And Jace is like, "Oh, so you're rooming with a werewolf?" And I just thought that was really funny. But anyway, so at a gig that Simon was doing, because he invited Isabel, who he is dating. He didn't invite Maya because he's also dating her too. That is so not a good idea. Like, no guy should ever do that. Um, but Maya ends up being there too, and so does Isabel, and that does not turn out well. And then Jordan, Kyle is there, who ends up being Jordan, who is Maya's ex-boyfriend, who turned and bit her. And but it turns out he did not know he was a werewolf, and the first time he turned was he bit Maya and left her there, but he didn't want to, but he was recruited by this like werewolf thing, and but um and he still loves Maya and cares for her, and that was the only reason he took the case, which was with Simon. And yeah, I really, really love this one, and a lot of things happen in this. So, Simon ends up biting Maureen, who is like, Simon's like number one fan, and I'm like, you never do that to your number one fan. So anyway, Maureen gets killed and then turned into a vampire and brings Simon to this place where there is this woman who gave Simon this business card, but it turns out she's a demon, Lilith. And I recognize like a lot of these like names because I watch Supernatural. So anyway, like Lilith, like I want you to turn Sebastian into a vampire, and like I'm like this person is like freaking crazy, and she thinks that he's like she is his mother and blah 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 and all this crazy stuff. And Jace, who has like this rune that controls him, and it's also attached to Sebastian, so like if you kill Jace, it kills Sebastian and other way around. And that is so not good. Like I feel like the next one is gonna be really crazy. So anyway, Jace takes Clary to the same place that Simon is at, and yeah, Lilith ends up being dead. Like, Simon kills her with, like, stepping in front of Lilith, Mark of Cain, and so, yeah, this book was really awesome. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I suggest you read this series. It's awesome. And yeah, so I'll see you guys soon. Bye, guys. Happy reading.